you for this absolutely gorgeous Midwestern evening that you've given us to come together as fans and as teams. Every time I walk into a track, I'm full of gratitude, yet excitement that you love us enough to create us with the passions and talents that we get to celebrate tonight. God, we know that it's because of the brave men and women stationed all around this globe that we have the freedom to openly talk to you and to be at this track and race. We pray that you would surround them with your hand of protection and keep them at peace as they serve. Tonight, whether we're competing, spectating, or working, we acknowledge your presence and ask that you keep us safe and fill us with joy throughout the evening. May all that we do tonight honor you. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
And now... Well, one of the unique aspects of this race is the incredible mix of talent. You've got former Sprint Cup champ Brad Keselowski. You've got Truck Series champion Matt Crafton. Austin Dillon, who won this race, the inaugural Midsummer Classic 2 years ago. And then you've also got lesser-known drivers like former USAC champ Christopher Bell and UMP Dirt Car champion Bobby Pierce, who have been as impressive as any today. In fact, Pierce won and will start from the pole tonight. They should have a great shot of winning here tonight. They're battling the big guys, those that are much more well-known, looking to make their name tonight at Eldora.
We got our starting lineup for you across the top of the screen. Bill, let's see if we can talk to Brad.
Well, folks, here we go. The most highly anticipated truck race of the season. The Midsummer Classic is clean at Eldora.
Bobby Pierce chose the inside, guys. John Hunter, Nemechek up top, coming at you.
Pierce with a good strong run off turn 2, though. He's able to keep side by side with Nemechek.
Schrader stuck in the middle. Christopher Bell inching up into third. Running that high groove as well, right behind Nemechek and Tyler Reddick with the blue 19 on the bottom.
How about John Hunter leads the first lap here at Eldora? How about the nice 4-wide parade lap? We had 5 wide down to turn 22 on the first lap. These guys are going for it, trying to make up some ground early.
Look at the hands working inside the windshield of the 63 of Pierce. On board Christopher Bell.
Bobby Pierce leads his first lap in NASCAR. That young man is going to have to be really patient, Bill. He's heard about how fast he is. He's got all the compliments and accolades from folks down on pit road. Now he's just got to settle in and pace himself, and he's going to pace himself from the front.
Reddick running wide. Yeah, and Reddick climbing up a little bit on Bell. But boy, the battle behind the top 2 is fierce early on here.
On the 63 of Bobby Pierce definitely likes that high line. Remember, he started the race from the pole, but he chose the inside line. They didn't like the way the truck took off. In fact, even on the top side, they think it takes off not quite as aggressively as they'd like. So they reminded him, be ready on the restarts, and he was. He really likes the momentum of that high line. They just reminded him a moment ago, it's a long race. But whoa, what a great job for this 18-year-old he's done here tonight. Matt?
What do they do? Green flag. Bell angling for the slide job. Got him.
Looks just like the last restart, except the roles were reversed.
Can he beat him to 3? Pierce going to try to slide him back. Sure is. Takes it away.
That is classic. Short track, dirt track racing. It stays out of the wall.
Bell time to dot the corner, cut back inside, and repays the slide job at the opposite end. Oh, we can do this all night.
Yeah, what a great battle between these 2 young drivers.
Now you got to keep it off that wall till you get to that break.
Well, evidently you don't that he just hit that one. Evidently you don't. They must be working out. They've dominated. Yeah, they've been the dominant trucks. I got a Twitter about a week ago that said, watch Bobby Pierce. He's the next Kyle Busch. I thought, well, that's an interesting prediction. Yeah, I'd have to say he's got a potential of being just that. A lot of talent, using his head, really racing hard, racing smart.
All right, here they come. Packing the throttle to do it again. Bell angling the slide job, and he's got Dillon in the way. That kind of... Pierce, I should say. Bobby Pierce was angling the slide job and had Dillon in the way. Couldn't get it done, and now Bell's taking walking up.
A couple Dylans, too. Had the 33 of Ty Dillon down on the inside. Now he has Reddick underneath him. He's going to clear Reddick off of 4.
Well, that can shake things up here.
That pack of trucks.
Austin Dillon in the 31. Bobby Pierce in the 63, and around goes Matt Tiff. Yellow or no?
No yellow. He gets it refired and going again. We stay green. Oh, there's a slide job by Pierce. He's able to slip up in front of Austin Dillon and take that second spot. What a great truck the 63 is.
That was a great move, Michael. Now, can he reel in Christopher Bell with the remaining laps? 27 to go here at the Mud Summer Classic. Off the wall, tap with that tail. Here we go, the battle for the lead. Well, we've reached our Camping World 20 to go. And Christopher Bell and Bobby Pierce set the battle to the finish. And one thing they really haven't dealt with, gentlemen, is traffic. We might see some of that. Vince, how about that 63?
Well, they feel like the restarts are so important, and when Bill talked to Christopher Bell, he said the same thing. Bobby Pierce's team believed it as well, and you saw when he did not get the lead on that restart, it just means he has that much more ground to make up. They believe Pierce has a fast enough truck to get the job done, but the track position, as you see him closing in, he's now got about a tenth and a half off of Christopher Bell's lead just in the last lap or so. Getting to Bell is one thing, getting by him is something entirely different with less than 20 to go.
Well, and one of the reasons for that is going to be if they both like that high line, you've got to go where the other guy isn't, which means one of these two is going to have to go to the bottom.
Yeah, there's going to be a slide job for sure. You can see right now just a couple truck lengths in between these front two, and you can see how mad Bobby Pierce was that he's closing in on Bell, making ground in the center of the turn. This reminds me a whole lot of what we watched last year. Kyle Larson was able to get to Bubba Wallace, but he couldn't get around him. He bounced off the wall a couple of times trying. Probably going to hit a whole lot that same way tonight.
And traffic is going to force them down low. There they go. That could change things up a little bit. They'll quickly back up top.
You might learn things about your truck, Ralph, as you dive to the bottom, maybe pick up some grip, find a line that you can really deal with these guys in, gain an advantage.
Boy, and that upper lane around the rim here at Eldora is just getting rougher and rougher too, Phil.
Boy, sure, these guys have been using that wall, both of them into the outside wall that time.
This time, Keselowski smacks the wall hard. He keeps going. We stay green. 15 to go here at Eldora.
Brandon made his way up into the top 10. He was one of the trucks that pitted on our last competition caution, was running 9th. But he made hard contact with the wall. That truck is badly damaged. Look at the side job. Is it coming?
Bobby Pierce has the rear end of that truck getting loose in the bodywork there, Michael. He's still digging elbows up. The bodywork coming off the 63. He's thinking nothing but the 54 in front of him.
He can't hit the wall but so many times before something gives here.
And if that comes off, that could cause a caution again.
Without a doubt, it'll cause a caution. Well, then just think about his aerodynamics. We talk about dirt racing, it doesn't matter. You've got to have a rear spoiler on that thing. We're blocking it completely, blocking it, but yet he hasn't lost a step. This is all heart. I remember a guy winning a race at Daytona in a truck with half his spoiler laid down. Did an amazing job. I don't know how he hung on it. And that's what Bobby Pierce is doing right now. An amazing job, barely hanging onto that truck with the whole back of it. Hit it hard again.
Now he's working on the front end of the truck. Smacks the wall again. He's hanging in there, guys, but he's not able to close like he was. What he might need is another caution. And guess what? He just got it. Peters brings it out here, coming off of turn 4.
Wow. Wow. I mean, simultaneous wow. This is why you come watch trucks on dirt. This is so dramatic. So much heart, so much desire from those front two trucks. Timothy did a slide job on John Hunter Nemechek and just overcooked it a little bit into the corner. Didn't quite make it. Nice job by John Hunter not to run into him.
So we're going to have around 10 laps or a little less to go. Let's show you with the 63 how he loosened that up.
See, it's there right now. If both these trucks into the outside wall, you can see it flopping a little bit there on the right side. The way these trucks bounce around, I'm surprised they didn't fall off even without it.
All right, Vince, how about the 63?
Well, certainly the team is aware and taking note of that deck lid that has come loose. They talked about whether or not they would have to come in to address it, but the team says it's attached so they're not going to have, there's no fear that it's going to come off of there, but aerodynamically, how is it going to affect them? He told them, you got to dig. The restart is what it's all going to come down to. Don't worry about the back end. Just go racing.
That's exactly right. You don't worry about anything. Now, we're inside 10 laps to go. One of the most anticipated and desired win on the whole truck series here at Eldora on the dirt. Bobby Pierce can taste it. Christopher Bell, with all of his experience, his talent behind the wheel, he's holding them off.
Of course, the 54 got to be a little bit nervous about it. They know he's coming. He's gonna make one run at him, right? They probably want to see if he has to pit. I'm sure they're trying to convince NASCAR he should come in and get that off.
No, we're okay. We got to leave him out there. Let's go for the win. Oh, there's no question we're going to stay on the racetrack. This is dirt track racing. You're going to have a pedal come loose every now and then.
But if you're the 54, you're trying to talk NASCAR into doing something about it, right?
Well, then you only have to have the whole other set of problems.
Right.
Tyler Reddick pulls up there, and
he's pretty good
it's
too.
The same thing all over again.
Yeah, speaking of those championship guys, Reddick is third, Crampton is fifth, and Eric Jones is seventh.
Yeah, pretty good. So far, again, we've got a long way to go here. 8 laps to go. Anything can happen. But as Vince was saying, that 63, that bed top is held on by tethers. That thing really shouldn't fall off.
I got the wall kind of hard right there. It's forward. It's fine. It looks good from here. Yeah, it can't come off because of the tethers. Yeah, we're good. It looks good. It's actually fast. It's pretty good.
That's as much for Bobby Pierce's information as it was for NASCAR. They want to make sure NASCAR understands that thing is attached. It's not going anywhere. Don't flag us. Give us a chance to win this race. And that chance is going to come with this restart. He's going to be side by side with the leader. We're coming back 1 to go. Yeah, Christopher Bell says, let's keep running these caution laps here. Let's don't have too many laps for this restart.
Don't forget Fox Sports Live following us immediately here once we throw the checkers in 7 laps or so.
This is NASCAR at its best, short track racing at its best, and we're doing it on the dirt in Ohio. We're going to get this restart with 5 laps to go. We're going to get 1 to go here and restart with 5 to go.
Good crowd on hand here tonight at Eldora, enjoying all the action. It's been a long day. I don't know if you've been with us all day. We came on the air at 10:30 this morning with the first practice. That was 12 hours ago.
Well, I've enjoyed every minute of it. Yes, sir. Me too. And if you've talked to any of the competitors in the garage area, the fans in the stands, it's been a tremendous amount of fun. Today, you couldn't interview one of these racers without the word fun coming out multiple times. These guys are enjoying this experience, and these fans are on their feet for these final 6 laps. I'm not sure how much fun these guys up front are going to have here for these last 5 laps. The guy that wins is going to have a lot of fun. I don't know about the guys that finish second out back. How cool is it that that's what the truck that is trying to win this race looks like? It's torn to pieces, but we can still win, baby.
But don't count out a couple of those guys behind him, too, like Dylan and Reddick. All right there. Here we go. The Mud Summer Classic. Down to 5 to go. We're right into the throttle. Green flag. Here we go.
Great restart by Christopher Bell. There goes Pierce down on the bottom.
Trying to slide up. Dylan's there. Dylan's going to get by for second. Christopher Bell. Now he's got to worry about Dylan. And it looks like Bobby Pierce is just trying to hang on to see if he can get back into this thing.
And I get a good corner, good exit right there. He may go after Dylan right here.
Down to the bottom. Big slide job. Bobby Pierce in the 63. Right to the wall. Right to second place.
He's going to use that to turn that truck. He made it work, too.
All these guys, all 4, 5, 6 of them battle for the lead. For second. Now, is checking out in the lead.
But Pierce has cleared traffic now, and he's been faster than Bell. Can he run him down? Only 3 to go. A lot of ground to make up, guys.
Christopher Bell has only run twice in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. He's looking for his first win here.
Pierce is doing all he can do. The caution's out.
Oh, one more time will do it. The 0-8 around the front straightaway.
I might be able to handle one more, but I don't know if I can 2 or 3. This is so intense.
Oh, man. One more time.
Bobby Pierce trying to get the Mittler brothers their best finish in the history of the Truck Series. 5th was their best finish with Carlin Edwards trying to get back down to 3rd gear. Now getting the hell out of it. Issues on the start. He did not have a very good restart that time, but he sure did fight back with vengeance, didn't he? Wasn't to be denied. Slide job on Dillon, grabbing that spot away. If the wall hadn't been there, he'd have been about 2 more lanes outside where the wall was. This is good stuff.
Green, white, checkered finish here at the Mud Summer Classic.
Now, for folks tuning in to NASCAR racing for the first time, our trucks don't usually look like they're totaled out racing for the win. They're aerodynamic jewels. You want to have every part of the truck tweaked and tuned. Bobby's made a mess of his truck, and he still could win this race.
And wouldn't it look pretty?
It'd be gorgeous. It'd be the most beautiful truck anyone has ever seen.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Well, what does he do? He's got to hit this restart just perfect.
Yeah, I think I heard him saying he was hitting the chip on that start, so he might have to try to plan on maybe starting in 3rd, or if he did that time, start in 2nd. Do something a little bit different than that last start, because once he gets rolling, I think he's faster than Bell, but he just has to get a great restart. Yeah, Christopher Bell has really went to school on these restarts. The last couple of restarts, he's been spot on.
So if you're Christopher Bell, you've got 1 to go here to do this. Do you do it the same way again? Or do you try to throw something a little different at them to keep them off their guard?
It worked so good that time. I'm going to do that again. I don't change a thing. I've been right on, like Phil said, hit every shift perfectly. Has put his truck in a position to be in the lead coming off turn 2. Everybody else makes dives at him, but they can't get there. If I'm Bell, I do the same thing. If I'm Pierce, I do something different.
1 to go. This could be it. Remember, Bobby Pierce has done everything perfect to this point. He's won the pole. He won his qualifying race, and he's trying to win the Mud Summer Classic. Christopher Bell in that 54, only his 3rd NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race, and he's going for his first win.
Just don't forget these guys on the 2nd row now. If those 2 front runners get together over there, do a little slide job, and maybe it doesn't work. And then those guys on the 2nd row may be in great shape. Austin Dillon has won here before. He knows what it feels like to taste victory at Eldora. You know that he wants to try to pull off the pass here.
First attempt at the green, white, checkered, and everybody at Eldora is on their feet. Here we go, the most important restart of the night.
A bad restart by Bobby Pierce.
Dillon to the bottom of the 31. Coming to the white flag. Down in the 1 we go. Who will survive to win here at the Mud Summer Classic?
One more chance for Pierce.
Backstretch. Christopher Bell. 2 corners away, maybe from his first win. Here comes Pierce. The slide job. Fell into the wall. Can't get there. Christopher Bell wins his first NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race. And he does it at the Mud Summer Classic at Eldora.
For 7th place. I've never seen so many trucks pile on top of each other at the start and finish line.
Third driver to score his first win, 2015, Christopher Bell. He told me earlier today, when I knew I was going to get a shot to drive in the Truck Series this year, I told him all.
A great job by Eric Jones.
Well, and you know what? Bobby Pierce, what an unbelievable night for the 63.
That's truck owner director Mike Mittler with a big smile on his face.
All right, Vince, take it away.
I don't know if they could have been any happier if they'd have won this race, but what a great effort from this entire team. You win the pole, you take care of business in your heat race, and you run second in the Midsummer Classic. How exciting was that for you in that last restart?
It was awesome. I know a lot of people before the race were telling me I was going to be the Kyle Larson probably, and I didn't want to be the guy in second, but that's how it goes. And I was just hoping I could get him back on that last run there. But Bell did a great job. Did everything right to win the race, and I could have just got the restarts better. I think I could have had something for him, but it was a lot of fun out there. I'm out of breath.
Bobby Pierce, second place at the Midsummer Classic. Herbie?
These 10-lap qualifying races.
Caleb Rourke, the 10 truck is off the racetrack. That's why we only have 7 trucks left.
So we'll restart with Caleb Holman on the outside and Bobby Pierce inside.
Look at Bobby Pierce. He's trying to do that slide job you were talking about, Michael.
There's the first one of the night, and it happened on the first restart of this first heat. Man, that was executed perfectly, wasn't it, Bill? He just dove hard into that first turn and was able to clear Holman.
And the guys told me down the garage area, that's fine to do that slide job, but you better make sure you're going to pass the guy when you do it.
You can see Jake Griffin giving it a try there. Can't get past John Hunter, but those guys right behind him lurking, hoping there's contact there.
But Michael, you have to remember every position really means 5 starting positions because they're going to line up the winners from these heat races. Are going to be 1 through 5 from the qualifying races.
Bobby Pierce is your leader. Pierce on the backstretch. Now into turn 3 and 4. He'll get the white flag this time by a very comfortable advantage over Caleb Holman. So Bobby Pierce takes the white, 1 lap to go in this first qualifying race. Remember, the winner of this first qualifying race will start on the pole tonight in the main. Looks good for Bobby Pierce.
So that's where he started last year, too. Sat on the pole, won his qualifying race, started this feature event from the pole.
Qualifying race number 1 goes to Bobby Pierce. Caleb Holman is second. Jake Griffin third. He'll transfer in. There's Brady Boswell and John Hunter Nemechek, your 5 transfers out of qualifying race number 1. Boy, Jordan Anderson really got into the wall big here on the front stretch.
He was racing Wayne Anderson for that 6th spot. Again, nothing at stake there.
Yeah, and he dove to the inside, made the slide job in 3 and 4, but watch. Wayne Anderson is able to do the crossover. Once Jordan dives hard in the corner, you can see here, really hard in there, slides up, but watch what Anderson is able to do.
He just turns left and gets it underneath him, and Jordan never really got that truck straight. He made contact, and it sent him right into the outside wall.
That's his 3rd big contact of the meet, so that's a tough finish to his race. Hopefully they can slide in on a provisional starting spot.
Well, there you see our transfers in our top 5. They're all going directly to the main later tonight.
Presence also protect us and fill us with joy throughout the evening. God, we know our freedom to be here is because many brave public servants and armed forces stand in between us and darkness to protect and defend us. May your presence also be with them, offering joy, hope, strength, and protection. God, will you be with us, and may we also be with you this evening. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Racing in the Truck Series for the 4th time at Eldora. Bobby Pierce on the outside. Tyler Reddick on the inside. Green at the Big E. Pierce on the high side.
That's 4 or 5 different ways to get around this racetrack.
Had a spinner already down in turn 1, but we stay green.
What a great first lap by Pierce. He puts 8:10 truck lengths on second place, Tyler Reddick.
The 49 of Wayne Edwards went around but regained power. Bobby Pierce has been the leader every lap so far, but did he get in or over that debris that was on the track?
Whatever debris it was, I ran it over right there. Getting a little tight on entrance on the top. Maybe because it's getting slick on the front tires, it don't like slick, but heck, the bottom feels all right.
Man, this 19-year-old kid out of Illinois, Phil, has just had the best summer in the world. 10 wins on his way to that dirt late model championship, the Summer Classic, and now here he is at Eldora. He won his qualifying race, and he's led all the laps so far.
And look at the guys around him. He's racing with Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Ben Rhodes. Unbelievable competition for him, and he's holding his own for sure.
And not intimidated a bit. Let's see if we can see what happens here.
Yeah, there's the debris bouncing behind him.
He felt that bounce off the bottom of the truck. I don't think it did any damage. These trucks are going to have a hard time not digging those noses in like we saw Timothy Peters. This is as rough as we've seen this track.
It's lap 26 as we get ready for the restart. Remember, the first segment, 40 laps. Pierce on the outside in the restart zone. Back to green at Eldora.
Boy, look at Larson. Jump right to the bottom.
From fourth to first. Can he make it stick with a slide job? Not yet.
Bobby Pierce isn't ready to give up that lead, is he?
What a job by Pierce. And he goes into the defensive mode. He dove to the bottom so he couldn't get under him, and he's going to lead off turn 4.
An aggressive restart from Larson, not messing around. Went right after the lead from that second row restart position.
And that's what we're looking for, a chance just to dive to the bottom, search for that moisture, that grip that Kenny Wallace was showing us.
So as they come onto the pit road, we'll go downstairs and check in with Caitlin.
Well, Vince, taking a look at the 63 of Bobby Pierce. I just spoke with his crew chief, Rick Brennan. He said, our truck is a bit snug. We think that Kyle Larson's truck is better than us, obviously. We're a little bit tighter than he is. So if I make any adjustments, they're going to be minor. We're going to do 4 tires and fuel. Now, as far as Kyle Larson goes, I also spoke with his crew chief, Jeff Stankiewicz. He said, we are very good. Initially, we didn't have the track position. Now they find themselves in the race lead. He said they're going to take 4 tires, fuel, and make no adjustments to that 24 truck. Herbie.
Well, Caitlin, the 29 of Tyler Reddick, you see the work being done on the right rear. They put a spring rubber, pushed a spring rubber into the right rear spring of that truck. He is too tight. They wanted to free that truck up. Also put tires and fuel. And a little bit of a concern up in the 4 pit of Christopher Bell, our defending race winner. His engine has been overheating since the parade lap, right around 240 degrees. So Jerry Baxter, a little concerned about that, but they'll keep an eye on that. Clean the grill very well, but hopefully get it cooled down. But a little bit of concern in the 4 pit for an overheating engine.
Certainly keep an eye on that situation because the 4 of Bell is certainly one of the favorites here tonight. Won this race a year ago. Segment 1 is complete. Segment 2 is next. Back at Eldora, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, race number 11 of 23.
That's a mess.
Yes, and that's William Byron, a 4-time winner this season. Number 5 not going to come tonight.
But he can get some valuable dirt racing experience. I think his wheels are still all pointing in the right direction. He just got some sheet metal issues.
I'll check in downstairs with Kenny Wallace.
Thank you, Vince. Bobby Pierce is good because of this man. The tall, cool one, Bob Pierce, hundreds of wins throughout the state of Illinois, and you've run a lot here. You said last year you didn't talk to Bobby. This year he wanted you on the radio. Tell me why.
Well, I didn't want to butt in last year and cut in any of the crew chiefs or anybody's spotters or whatever, but we got talking about it, and I know Bobby better than anybody. And he said, just give me a couple of words every once in a while, like through the race, just tell me distance I got, just comfortable. And like I did in the heat race, when he got the lead, the spotter had him out pretty far. It was all fine, but I know him, and he was starting to charge a little bit. And I said, just calm down. I said, you're stretched out. Just be smooth and take it easy. You got this. And tonight, I said, look, don't knock the quarter panels off yet. I said, save that to the end. So that's kind of what I've told him so far.
Bob, I can't let you get away. I know you good. I race you every week. Of course, you're in the late models. You won the Summer Nationals Championship. That's a big, big deal. 10 wins for your son. I watch your family in and out of that motorhome every week. It truly is a family affair, and that's the way you all make your living.
That's it, yeah. I mean, it's my wife, my daughter, and, of course, my son that drives, and that's all we do. I mean, we eat and live this stuff every day. And I told you the other day, when the Summer Nationals is over, we're not done. We unloaded, we washed, we come here, we're getting ready to race Friday night.
Tony Stewart said, when you win the Summer Nationals Championship, you've done something. Let me tell you something. I got goosebumps right now. dirt racing family. And remember, this night is all about the dirt fans throughout the United States. Vince?
Well, you get an opportunity to talk to some of the greats down there, that's for sure. Good job, Kenny.
I talked at the top about the success of this kid this summer winning that championship. Look at those checks. I could make a living off that.
I like the one at the top, yeah. 15 grand.
That's a summer of work right there. Heart and soul, sleeves rolled up. Family affair, coming to the racetrack and walking away with a trophy and a nice check.
And he's got a shot at this trophy and check tonight, too.
And this would probably be his biggest ever. I mean, I know it is to us because this is NASCAR and this is the Truck Series, and he's won some major dirt races, but this is going to put that kid on the map. I didn't know who Bobby Pierce was a year ago, and I got to looking on Twitter. All of his fans in this area say, Mike, you better watch him. He's going to be tough. He came here and almost won this race, Vince. Now, a year later, he's in a position to do this again. This is talent, and it's fun to watch it develop.
19 years old from Illinois. Speaking of...
Yeah, what a great fast 2.5 mile, 3-turn oval there.
Well, maybe a problem for the 63, our leader. Let's check in with Kenny.
Yeah, Vince, we have drama for the leader, Bobby Pierce. He said, Dad, he says the truck is stuck in 4th gear. I can't get it out of gear. We listened in on the radio. Take a listen.
Can't get the thing out of 4th gear. All right, just settle down. Don't get all nervous there. Up the clutch 2 or 3 times, and then just bang it ahead with your hand. Just bang it forward. I banged it so hard it won't go.
Okay, here's the deal. Bobby's young. He's a winner, but he knows he's dead in the water right now. You got to at least be in 3rd gear on these starts. You know, I don't think it's necessary for 2nd. Here's why. The track's real slippery. This happened to me one time at Martinsville. A lot of speedy dry, and I was concerned. I was taking off in 3rd gear, and it wasn't spinning the tires as much. So I think Kyle Larson is going to jump him on the start, take the lead. But I don't think Bobby's going to fade. I think he can start in 4th. It's actually going to help a little bit of forward traction. The motor's going to bog a little bit. But look for Kyle Larson to take the lead, Bobby to settle in 2nd. But who knows? Who knows? 4th gear might be okay as slippery as the straightaway is. Vince?
Well, certainly a situation that Pierce and that entire team didn't want to have to deal with here in the final stages of this race, especially when you've got somebody like Kyle Larson nipping at your heels. We're going to have the restart and the shootout to the finish when we come back to Eldora. Now, if I remember correctly from my college courses, that is the waning gibbous moon phase. It's not a full moon. It's the first phase after the full moon occurs.
Is that astronomy?
It was astronomy, yeah. 8 o'clock spring quarter, I think it was, 8 a.m. I was there every... Yeah.
Right about 8 o'clock every time, huh?
Every week or once. Well, maybe twice.
You had to probably scramble to make it to that class that time of day, and we're getting ready to see some scrambling. Just remember, Bobby Pierce, his truck is stuck in 4th gear. He won't be able to go. This is a great opportunity for Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson, obviously, to take that spot away from him. And just remember how fast that 00's been. Cole Custer could be a real player here if he can get around the slower truck of Pierce.
Ready? 3,
Pierce's
2, 1,
chances
fire.
might rest right here on this restart. Larson on the inside, dives down. Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick all going with him. Larson to the front.
Boy, Pierce did a pretty nice job.
He did.
Only losing 1 spot so far.
Well, he took off and he got pushed too because he was holding folks up, and that really helped.
We slid up to the cushion. The cushion grabbed it. Look at him go down for the lead to the bottom.
Bobby Pierce can't quite get it. Larson holds him off. 30 to go in Eldora. Remember, Larson was a lap down after having a flat right front while leading the race
and made some ground on the truck ahead of him.
How about these guys racing for the lead, bouncing off that wall?
Kyle Larson spent 20 laps of this race a lap down. Yeah, and now he's in the lead.
Quite frankly, Vince, I think he had a bad attitude then, too.
Hit that wall. Opens up the bottom for Pierce.
Banged it off the wall hard, did Larson, and Bobby Pierce slides up in front, and he hits the wall. And now Larson back in front of Pierce.
And the crowd goes crazy. These fans are on their feet watching this battle for the front, but I believe...
Oh, right rear tire on Bobby Pierce.
And Pierce is going to come to a stop.
That was such hard racing and just bounced off the wall a little bit too hard, and it knocked that right rear off of it.
I don't know what happened. I think he got the right rear tire or something.
Hey guys, I'm right down here next to Bobby's heart broke. Take a look. The right rear fires the motor up. He's trying to keep it running. Look behind and put it in reverse. Remember, we have clutch problems from earlier, Mikey.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Fourth gear. Stuck in fourth gear.
Yeah, and there's the right rear tire going up. I mean, we're right here. Can reach out and touch him. The fans are sitting there staring at him, feeling bad for him. He's frustrated, guys. I can't take it. I'm heartbroken for the kid.
Well, it's been another impressive performance, regardless of where Bobby Pierce ends up finishing tonight. What this kid did last year, bursting on the scene in his first Truck Series race, earning pole and finishing runner-up, and then the way he has run tonight has been impressive.
Yeah, Larson bounced off the wall on the other end. That gave Bobby the momentum to get by. Tried to do the slide job, just got a little bit overcooked it into the corner, got that right rear into the wall, and unfortunately cut that right rear down.
That just tells you how close to perfection you have to be in order to pull those moves off. It looked exactly like he did everything he needed to grab the lead of this race and just jumped that cushion and got into the outside wall.
Yeah, Kenny's trying to tell the safety guys to push him back. Push him back.
He's got no clutch. I'm just trying to help him out, guys. The corner workers don't understand what's going on. And Bobby's sitting here looking at me, and they don't understand. Get a tow truck pulling back. Oh, this is aggravating. All of us racers
push him. There we go. Now we got the idea.
I wish I could get out there right now, but they get mad at me if I get on the track.
Yeah, thank goodness there's a fence there. I think Kenny would be on the other side of it, and then we'd have a real problem.
Bobby just shut the motor off, guys. That's it. Corner workers don't understand. They're doing their job. They've done nothing wrong. Bobby just shut the motor off. Now the tow truck comes out. Now we have communication.
But he's got issues. I mean, even if they did pull him off, they're going to have a hard time with that flat right rear tire getting him going again.
Mikey, the kid's 19 years old. He don't want to give up. Me and you and Phil, when we were 19, we had the whole front end knocked off, and we're like, get us on the track.
Unfortunately, they're going to probably make Bobby go to the infield care center because he made contact with a wall and is not able to get going on under his own power, so they will make him get out of the truck and go to the infield care center.
That is correct.
What a valiant effort again for that young man, though. A year ago, just so close to getting the victory, and tonight he looked like one of the dominant trucks here.
Well, it sets the stage for a slugfest to the end between Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell.
And can Bell overcome that big bounce off the outside wall? Looks like he's doing that so far. Been able to keep pace with our leaders.
Yeah, Vince, so here's the deal. Bobby Pierce is a local dirt racer. He's only ran a handful of NASCAR races. He looked at the ambulance man like, oh, what do you want me to do? Why do you want me to get in the ambulance? I have a flat tire. NASCAR feels he's bounced off the wall. It's procedure, but it is very heartbreaking to see Bobby Pierce not understand. Bobby has no idea why he's going to the medical center. He's hit the wall like this every lap of his racing career. It's called bouncing off the wall. So interesting to watch Bobby's reaction, but what a gentleman. He said, okay, I'll go.
Well, and as you said, I thought key word there, Kenny, procedure. If you can't drive it away, you have to go to the medical center, and that's what Bobby's doing.
If he didn't have a transmission there, if he could have backed up and went on, that would have been fine.
Less than 20 to go when we return.
Bobby Pierce, what a run. You had the crowd on their feet. You went for the slide job down there to get back by Kyle Larson. Tell me what the grip level you felt getting in there.
I didn't think it'd be that slick, but I think, like you said, the baby powder, whatever it was, made it really slick getting in there. And I thought it went in a little too hot, but then I knew the truck would have stuck a little bit in the center on those crumbly stuffs, but it just kept sliding, and I was like, oh, this ain't gonna be good. And then I hit it, and I guess it popped the right rear off the rim, and it is what it is, and I spun out there, but I don't know. I had to come in to the care center, but I guess just it's mandatory, and
yeah, it is.
I don't know, and heck, I really wish that caution when it came out, because under caution I was trying the whole time to get out of fourth gear, and it never wins. Some guys are restarting in second or third, and that's what really bit me tonight. But, you know, Larson had a very fast truck tonight, and he was driving it perfect too. And, you know, Bell was a little bit behind me, so I'm sure it would have been a great race. But, hey, it is what it is. You know, we ran good all night, got a heat win, and, you know, I'm sure the guys are happy. And just big thanks to all the sponsors and everyone that supports me. And, you know, going to the next race, you know, I'm not sure if I'll be doing any more asphalt stuff unless I try to get sponsorship. You know, it just takes a lot to do it. But, hey, you know, we'll be racing some dirt here and there, so hopefully see some fans out there.
Okay, Bobby. Hermie, what do you got, buddy?
Ördös és 100 fölfele. 100 fölfele, jobb 2 tempó, 20-ra bal 2 tempó, 20 a bal 2 tempó, 25-re bal 2 szűk, és bal 2, és bal 2, majd 50-re jobb 2, itt a bal 2, és 50-re jobb 2, jobb 2, majd szűk 50-re jobb 3 az aszfaltra. Szűk 50-re jobb 3 az aszfaltra.